Hey, what's up, guys? Grill with Will here. We're doing a little cabinet repainting, and I just thought I'd kind of show you guys what we're dealing with here. As you can see, those cabinets right there used to hang right there. All right, and we didn't really like the gray, so we thought we'd go with more of a white. All right, so we got a color we're repainting, but I just thought so obviously, best way to do is take off your you're gonna take off your hinges here, right? And just take them right off. And the key factor is that you gotta sand down some of these spots. You can see that we didn't do it last time, right? And so that part doesn't have any paint, but all this stuff has to be sanded down at least a little bit, right? Sand all this stuff down, and it's good to sand even like this stuff that we're like painting. It's good to just scratch it up. Primer always sticks to the surface way better that way. So even those kind of surfaces, it's good to just scratch them up. I took a sandpaper and the entire surface, like everything that's gray right now, you can see I put tape on the ceiling, but everything that's gray, I at least scratched it a little bit with sandpaper. You're gonna want to take two cloths, because you're gonna take a wet cloth, and you're just gonna wipe it down for the same reason we're scratching, right? Take a wet cloth, wipe this down, wipe everything that you touch with sandpaper, because now there's all those little fibers, and we need to make sure we wipe all that stuff up. You're gonna sandpaper, dry, wet cloth, dry cloth, and that's how you can kind of do the prep stages for painting these cabinets. So here you can see we got two types of paint here. We got our primer right over here, and then we have our actual paint color right here. And you can see I got mine from Sherwin-Williams, and I'm not gonna lie, guys. So Sherwin-Williams, Sherwin-Williams, you should sponsor this video, because I think Sherwin-Williams is probably the best paint company that there is. Prices up there. I don't get their top quality stuff. Their Emerald is top quality. I use their super paint. It's a little cheaper, but you know, when it comes down to it, guys, like, good paint is good paint. I'd rather have good paint than sit there and like paint something like 3-4 times. So lots of people say, oh, paint and primer in one, paint and primer in one. I've had a little bit of experience with all of it, and I don't know, I find that even paint and primer in one, you end up painting it twice. And especially with what we're doing, we're going like a gray to like a lighter gray. So the primer color shouldn't matter, as long as it'll be a little lighter, and that's fine. But that's something to consider too. If you're going from like a black to a white, your primer is going to have to be colored as well, because you need to, it's just like hairdressers, right? Hairdressers always tell you, you can't go from like, oh, I got dark jet black hair and then I want to go blonde. Like, they'll tell you got to come in 3-4 times, because there's no way we're going to make that jump all at once. And paint, to a degree, is the same way, right? You got to prime it first. And so those are kind of my tips for painting. And so I'm going to get started and get these cabinets going. Hey, what's up, guys? Just checking back in with you. Wanted to come in, and so we're working on those kitchen cabinets, and I kind of wanted to explain just basically how the kitchen cabinet works, and so I'm going to show you guys that right now. So as you can see, I've laid all the kitchen cabinets out, not all of them, but most of them. And one kind of trick for you guys, so some of them have been primed, those ones have been primed over there, these ones are actually painted. Again, everything I've just taken off. Give it a quick sand. You want to sand it, especially if you got old hinges. You can see where the hinges are right here. You want to give that a good sand. To be honest, I could have sanded it better. I'm just kind of lazy. And then one thing you really do that I would like to do is you get some type of object. You can see I got some quick oats down there, and I think some peanut butter over there. I got cereal boxes over there. Anything smaller than what it is, because then what you can do is you can paint the whole thing, get the edges. And then, of course, the edges, when you flip it, it's even easier, because you only have to get that one side, because you can get the edges on the first go. And then make sure I got it all laid out. I have a fan running. Make sure if you have a fan running, though, always put it on the lowest setting, because you want air movement, but you don't want anything quick enough that it's going to cause like a wave or anything like that. So just a couple quick tricks as you think about, this whole project of painting the cabinet. So here are the hinges. We got them. Flush self-closing cabinet hinge, which I don't really know if that's a thing or not, but here are the hinges. They're just like the old ones, so they're pretty nice. They work well. I'm gonna take all these screws, and so the big thing is that I think some of the holes don't quite line up. and I'll kind of show you guys a picture of that. But that's okay, because I think I'm going to take, and we're going to pre-drill the holes into the cabinet itself, but then we're going to back them out, which is going to make it easier. And then, especially because my wife's not here because she's working, she's making them money moves. So we're gonna pre-drill the holes, and then once we have it, we're actually gonna take it off, put them into the cabinet itself. That way, it's just really up. I can just get some screws in there, and we should be all set. So. Well, there's those doors hung up, and you know, this one was a little easier because you know my holes are already where the hinges are. So you know, obviously, if you're doing like new construction stuff, you kind of have to level things out. And you can see the space isn't exactly, but it's where the holes were before, and I don't want to put more holes into the wood than necessary. So before I put the knob on, I'm gonna take the roller, and I've been rolling, but you know, just through little things, you know. This paint held really well, so it's not a big deal, but I'm actually gonna roll the face of each door one more time, and just again, real lightly right before I put the knob on, and then they can just dry up there like that. Just because obviously this is what most people see 90% of the time, and it just gives it that real nice shine, and it, you know, it makes you look like you know what you're doing, so that when people come in, you can be like, oh, I did this, and everyone's gonna be like, oh my gosh, Master Carpenter, and I'll be like, yeah, it's, well, that's my middle name.